The universe contains no blueprint for your existence. Every meaning you've ever cherished exists solely within the electrical impulses of your brain. There is no cosmic plan. This recognition hits like vertigo. The ground of certainty vanishes beneath your feet. Most people spend their entire lives avoiding this truth, constructing elaborate belief systems to pretend the universe cares about human affairs. But you're not most people, are you? Today, we enter the battlefield where two philosophical titans clash over the most fundamental human question: how to live in a universe without inherent purpose. Nihilism embraces the void. Existentialism transforms it. Both begin with the same radical honesty, yet lead to dramatically different destinations. Look at your hand. Right now. 5 fingers, skin, bones. A temporary arrangement of atoms that will disassemble completely within a century. Now look at what your hand values. Your relationships, your achievements, your moral principles. According to nihilism, these are equally temporary arrangements, patterns that exist nowhere in the universe except in human minds. Take your morning coffee ritual. You find meaning in the simple pleasure of that first sip, the warmth of the mug between your palms. But strip away your human perception, and what remains? Molecules interacting according to physical laws. Nothing more. Friedrich Nietzsche captured this dissolution when he declared, "God is dead." Not merely as a theological statement, but as recognition that the entire framework that once guaranteed meaning had collapsed. Without an eternal order, what grounds remain for claiming anything truly matters? When you help a stranger, vote in an election, or create art, you assume these actions matter beyond your momentary feeling. But the nihilist sees these assumptions as self-deception. In 10,000 years, no trace of these actions will remain. In 1 billion years, Earth itself may be consumed by the sun. The universe continues, utterly indifferent. Yet nihilism offers a strange freedom. When nothing inherently matters, you're liberated from cosmic obligation. If your existence has no predetermined purpose, you cannot fail at achieving it. The universe makes no demands, because it expects nothing. When nihilism ends, existentialism begins. Same starting point. A universe without inherent meaning. But rather than stopping at recognition of the void, existentialism makes a radical pivot. Imagine standing before a blank canvas. Its emptiness doesn't render painting impossible. It makes it necessary. The canvas has no inherent image. You must create one. Jean-Paul Sartre expressed this through his core principle. Existence precedes essence. Unlike a knife manufactured with predetermined purpose, you exist first and must determine your purpose afterward. When you choose a career, embrace a relationship, or defend a moral position, you're painting on existence's blank canvas. The meaning isn't discovered like buried treasure. It's created through deliberate choice and commitment. Albert Camus illustrated this through Sisyphus, condemned to push a boulder up a mountain only to watch it roll down again for eternity. In this seemingly meaningless task, Camus found the perfect metaphor for human existence, and controversially suggested we must imagine Sisyphus happy in his perpetual struggle. Why happy? Because in choosing to give meaning to his task, in embracing it as his own despite its futility, Sisyphus transforms imprisonment into freedom. His revolt against meaninglessness becomes meaning itself. Consider a musician. Do musical notes have inherent meaning in the physical universe? No, they're simply air vibrations. Yet through deliberate arrangement, something transcendent emerges. The meaning isn't in the notes themselves, but in the relationship humans create with them. Here's where these philosophies create their most fascinating contradiction, the mirror inverse that reveals how your mind works. You likely assumed nihilism leads to despair, while existentialism offers hope. But look closer. The strict nihilist position actually offers profound relief. If nothing matters, you need not agonize over your choices. You're free to pursue pleasure without guilt, or embrace comfort without justification. There's a certain peace in meaninglessness. Conversely, existentialism, often seen as more optimistic, actually places a tremendous burden on your shoulders. If you create meaning through choice, you bear complete responsibility for those choices. There's no cosmic plan to blame, no predetermined path to follow. Your freedom becomes vertigo-inducing. Sartre put it bluntly, humans are condemned to freedom. Without external validation, how do you know you've chosen well? The existentialist has no comfort except the authenticity of the choice itself. Think about your own life decisions. Perhaps you've stayed in an unfulfilling job because that's just how things are. But if existence has no inherent structure, that explanation collapses. You remain by choice, a recognition both terrifying and liberating. Before we continue exploring this fascinating tension, if you're finding value in this philosophical journey, consider subscribing to the channel. Each week, we explore the ideas that help us navigate existence with greater clarity and authenticity. Now, let's delve deeper into how these philosophies manifest in everyday life. These aren't merely academic perspectives. They reshape how you experience each moment of existence. When you face career decisions, the nihilist and existentialist paths diverge dramatically. The nihilist might prioritize comfort or pleasure, recognizing no choice is ultimately significant. The existentialist instead asks, which path allows me to express my freedom most authentically? The resulting choice might involve greater struggle, but enables genuine self-creation. Now look at how you form relationships. Do you enter them because society expects couplehood? Because biological drives push you toward connection? These would be passive choices, what Sartre called bad faith. The existentialist alternative, consciously choosing to create meaning with another person, while acknowledging that nothing guarantees this connection, except your ongoing commitment to it. Even mundane daily activities transform through these lenses. Consider your morning alarm. Do you view it as an external imposition forcing you from bed, or as an instrument of your freedom, the means by which you create the day you've chosen? Same physical reality, radically different experience. Death, too, appears differently through these philosophical frames. The nihilist sees death as the natural return to nothingness, the state from which we briefly emerged. The existentialist sees death as the ultimate boundary that gives shape and urgency to our choices. A life without death would lack the finitude that makes our decisions meaningful. Try this experiment tomorrow morning. When facing a decision, ask yourself, am I making this choice because I believe it has inherent importance? Or am I consciously creating importance through my commitment to this choice? The answer reveals which philosophical path you're walking. Perhaps the most profound insight emerges when we stop seeing nihilism and existentialism as opposing philosophies and recognize them as stages in a single journey toward authentic existence. Nihilism serves as the necessary demolition before genuine construction can begin. It clears away inherited meanings and social conditioning that prevent authentic choice. Existentialism builds upon this cleared foundation, not by denying meaninglessness, but by transforming our relationship to it. The most profound freedom may be precisely this: to to fully understand that nothing inherently matters, and then to act as if everything matters, because you've chosen to make it so. This isn't self-deception, but its opposite. Radical honesty about the human condition, followed by radical responsibility for your response to it. Think of a skilled surfer riding enormous waves. The ocean is completely indifferent to human existence. It contains no inherent purpose or meaning. Yet the surfer creates meaning through the committed act of riding the wave. A meaning that exists not in the water, but in the relationship between human and wave. Now look at your own life. Are you pretending meaning exists objectively, to avoid the responsibility of creating it? Are you using nihilism's insights as an excuse for passivity, or are you engaged in the ongoing project of crafting meaning, in full awareness of the void it emerges from? The question isn't just philosophically interesting. It shapes every dimension of how you experience your finite existence. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. How do you navigate life knowing there's no cosmic roadmap? What meaning have you chosen to create in the face of the void? Share your perspective, and let's continue this most essential of conversations.